bank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. I'm your main man, the number one chief rockin' Knicks universe, Uncle Freezie. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The Knicks win tonight. The Knicks win tonight at a score of a lot to a little bit. In a blowout, the Knicks win by 24. Impressed by a lot of stuff. Disappointed with some stuff. Yeah, I think tonight we're gonna have to have the conversation that I've been dreading. So shout out to the Knicks for making the in-season tournament for one. Right. Also, shout out to Jalen Brunson tonight for sacrificing his game. Shout out to Jalen Brunson for sacrificing his game tonight so that others can eat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jalen Brunson. I think that was dope. Jalen Brunson legit came out tonight and just wanted to get other people involved. And you could see the unselfishness from the beginning. My hero of tonight's game is definitely Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson sacrificed his game tonight. Jalen Brunson had a lot of shots. Instead of taking them, he was looking for others, and I appreciate that. Jalen Brunson finished the game with a seven assists, 3 turnovers. 7 assists and 3 steals. Shout out to Josh Hart scoring 17 points. Josh Hart looked aggressive offensively tonight. Shout out to Josh Hart. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch the end of this game. I didn't feel like it was necessary. Man, about 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. I was like, man, I ain't watching the rest of this mess. You know what I'm saying? I went in the kitchen and me and Mo started cooking. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. Cowboy Bob in the building. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. Nick Yak is in the building. David L, what's good? I see you, man. Quiet Money is in the building. Salute to the greatest borough that has ever existed. The Bronx, New York is in the building. Shout out to Queens. Queens get the money. Shout out to Manhattan. The island of Staten. And shout out to all my people, my everydayers in Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to Jersey City. You know what I'm saying? New Rochelle, Mount Vernon, Central Islip, Brentwood. Shout out to everybody everywhere. Yo, look who in the building. The R&B sensation DSJ is in the building. Yo, DSJ, y'all listen. I'm gonna talk Knicks, but I just want to say this. DSJ is sitting on a heater, y'all. DSJ is about to be out of here, y'all. I promise you. DSJ is about to be out of here. DSJ is sitting on a heater. And he trying to be humble about it. But yeah, man. Yeah, Nick Yankee says you miss Quickley taking every shot, 20 shots, 23 points, 1 assist. I know. I know. I know. Quiet Money says Brooklyn is the best borough. And yo, stop playing. Quiet Money, stop playing, bro. Come on, bro. We ain't gotta do that. We ain't gotta do that. We ain't gotta compare them. The greatest borough ever is the Bronx, New York, and all the other 4 boroughs just tied for second place. Well, yo, we just showing love to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no harm in being tied for second. Shout out to the Bronx, New York. Shout out to Bronx River. Shout out to Inwood, Far Rockaway. So what are our? That's a tongue twister, or not even a tongue twister. What are our takeaways from tonight's game? Quiet Money says Miami. We the best? What does Miami have to do with DJ Khaled, Miami? We the best. I feel you. I'm just say salute anyway. Louisiana Knicks is in the building. So, what are our takeaways from tonight's game? I think one of the takeaways from tonight's game is RJ Barrett is regressing. That's one of my takeaways. RJ Barrett over the last 4 games has not looked like the RJ Barrett to begin the season. And I'm not trying to pick a fight. I'm not trying to start no trouble or anything like that. But we generally have honest conversations with each other. You know, y'all tell me, yo, keep it a stack, Uncle Freezie, and I'm gonna keep it. Yo, I ain't got a lot of y'all. I ain't up here to try to impress nobody. I'm not up here to try to impress nobody. Let me just leave it at that, because I was getting ready to get into a whole thing of, about why, who wants to impress random people on the internet. Nah, that ain't me. Right. So I'm not trying to start nothing, but man, listen. RJ Barrett, Charlotte 3 of 13, Phoenix 3 of 11, Miami 7 of 14, but Minnesota 4 of 13, Charlotte 5 of 15. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. RJ Barrett has been suspect in 4 of the last 5 games offensively. And listen to his 3-point shot. Charlotte tonight, 1 of 4. Phoenix, 0 of 2. Miami, 1 of 5. Minnesota, 3 of 4. But before that, against Charlotte, 1 of 5. I think we got to have the RJ Barrett conversation. And I'm not talking about throwing him away. No, that's not what I'm talking about doing. Quiet Money says, I think our old formula of winning games from last year is the best way to go. I'm going to disagree with you on that one. Our old way has kind of gotten us into a RJ Barrett funk. So we won. We won tonight. We beat Charlotte. Charlotte is on the way, though. Charlotte is on the way. Charlotte is definitely on the way. Charlotte is probably about a year away, and they're gonna be legit. They have a point guard. They have a small forward shooting guard. They have a center. Charlotte needs to add one more piece. If Charlotte adds one more piece, I think they're gonna be something. Quiet Money says, I think RJ. Oh, no. Come on, dog. Mets is in the building. And David L says, RJ still helped us win. This game against Charlotte, man, to be honest with you, I appreciate the dub. I do. And I can get into, oh, Randall had 20 rebounds. Oh, did you see Mitch? Did you see Mitch? I think we came out lethargic against Charlotte. I honestly felt like we came out as a team that was throwing a jersey out there. And Charlotte is just that bad. I think we should have beat the brakes off of Charlotte tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we should have beat Charlotte by 40. That's why I turned the game off like 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, because NBA teams are not normally gonna look this bad. I think we should have won by 40. We won by 24. We won. That's all that matters. Yeah, Kerry Cox says it's hard to judge the Knicks against the Hornets, especially when their best player is out. Right. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. This game is you notice I didn't do the watch along. I didn't want to do a watch along for some mess like this. Right. I didn't want y'all to hear me whining for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? About Charlotte. Oh, you gotta close out right there. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want y'all to hear me on that one, man. This Charlotte game is done. The Detroit game. So we played Detroit. We played Detroit on. We played Detroit on Thursday, and then Toronto on that Friday, the next day. So that's probably 2 dubs back to back. That's 2 dubs back to back, right? I'm counting both of them. Right, I'm gonna count 2 dubs back to back. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. There are some things that concern me though. And yes, if it sounds like I'm picking nits, yes, I'm picking nits. We got to get RJ's shot going. We got to run those early season plays we were running for RJ. And I know that there are a lot of mouths to feed. Right? There are a lot of mouths to feed. Right? A lot of them. Right? Kerry Cox says we need a backup 4. We got one, bro. It's Josh Hart. Josh Hart is our backup 4. If I'm the Knicks, to be honest with you, if I'm the Knicks, I'm calling Detroit to do Evan Fournier for Alec Burks straight up. No added pieces, no draft picks, no weird young player for a veteran, none of that. None of that. I'm just going straight cash, homie. I'm doing a straight cash, homie trade. I'm doing Burks for Fournier. I'm doing Burks for Fournier. That's it. That way Burks can be our 3 off the bench, and Josh Hart can be our 4. So we can go Quickley, DiVincenzo, Burks, Josh Hart, and Hartenstein. But the more important thing is to get RJ Barrett back incorporated into our offense. It's definitely a work in progress. Yeah, man. I feel like tonight's game, there's nothing for us to talk about. There's nothing for us to talk about tonight's game, in my opinion. In my opinion. Now, I know you guys are used to getting hard-hitting content from content creators. I know people want to maybe bash Randall, right? Y'all find something to bash. Somebody find something to bash Randall about, and maybe we'll do that for a little while. Just find something into maybe Randall's shoes weren't tied correctly, so let's bash Randall. Shout out to IKBM Dre. Randall had 20 rebounds, so I don't know what IKBM Dre and Boulevard 73 have to to bash Randall about tonight. Nick Yak says, I thought if Miami won, we get a home game, but first game is in Vegas. How? Yeah, I think the whole thing is in Vegas, bro. I think the whole thing is in Vegas, big dog. He gets and says Randall probably the best if NYG ever had. King Ribby is in the building. Do what King Ribby says. Do what King Ribby says. Salute to King Ribby. Yo, Alawise says Randall should have had 5 more assists. Right. Randall shouldn't have missed that free throw or something. Just find something to nitpick. But yeah, man, RJ Barrett, man, 3 of 13 against Charlotte. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, we got to get RJ going, man. The reason why I say that is because I feel like we got to have RJ and Brunson and Randall all clicking on all cylinders at the same time. Oh, snap. Julius Randall missed a free throw tonight, so maybe that's what we'll talk about. Julius Randall missed a free throw, so let's bash Julius Randall for 3 hours about that missed free throw. In the building. What's good, boss?
How you doing this shit? Lovely evening, sir.
Okay.
You doing all right? Good.
Right.
I'm doing all right too. It's just a couple of things. I'm actually glad you brought up the RJ point. That's what I wanted to bring up as well because he went 3 for 13. But he was 9 for 9 at the free throw line, which was impressive. And that's another thing. As a team, we went 18 for 20. That's why I was telling you, like, these are the consistencies we need to keep having where we're shooting 90 or 85% as a team from a free throw. We get over 40 plus rebounds. We also had, some of the stats are going to be blown up. For example, like the blocks.
Right.
We got 7 blocks, 6 of them was by Mitchell. We even got 10 steals. Like, those stats are going to be inflated against a team like Charlotte. I'm not expecting that. But what I am impressed is the free throw. Like I said, 18 for 20. That's 90%. We had more than 20 assists. We had more than 42 rebounds. We had 54 rebounds, if I remember correctly. So, and we even shot 46% as a team. So, for me, all in all, it's good. But the things we need to keep consistent is the free throws, the assists, and the rebounds. That's it. If we could find a way to where Tibbs can look at the system like he did tonight. Like, okay, yeah, we won because of Charlotte, but how are we getting these rebounds, make these little adjustments, and create other plays? Because even if you look at this game, they still came back. They spent what 1 minute and 56 seconds cutting into a 20-point lead, and they even tied the game and almost had a chance to go up, but then we came
They
back.
had multiple chances,
Yeah,
multiple
multiple
chances
chances.
to
So
take the
even
lead and
without
couldn't.
without Ball, it was like we were lucky because he could have been the dagger that got 10 points. That was now we're playing from behind, and it's a different type of game. That's why I
Right.
said trap game. Plus, on top of that, what nobody's talking about is Quickley as well. Everyone's Quickley was 4 for 10 from 3-point range, but the dude pulled up 3 3-pointers, two of them back to back from the E. One of them he shot from the E, missed, laughed, got the rebound, took another one from even like he was Dame Lillard tonight or Stephen Curry range, and he missed it. And then he
Right.
tried again later, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm not mad that he was 4 for 10 from 3-point range. That's actually 40%. That's above league average. But what I'm saying is those 3 shots he could have took a better opportunity to score and actually maybe went 5 or 6 of 10. That's all I'm trying to say, because he looked like he was having way too much fun out there tonight. Because even
Right.
when he got called off the game, you can see him and the coach was joking as if, he's like, I got to get out. And the coach is like, yeah, you know what you got to do. You can see
Yeah,
them
Johnny
joking on the
Bryant. Yeah.
sideline.
Yeah,
So
him and
for me,
Johnny
I'm
Bryant.
like,
Yeah.
you went 4 for 10, but 3 of your shots was way out of your comfort zone, bro. We need
Right.
you because you could have made 2 of those.
Right.
Like that's an opportunity that you're setting a bad example. And then Grimes did his thing. I think he went 2 for 3 or 3 for 4. I forget what it was from 3-point range. He only got like 6 points, but he did
Okay.
okay, and he played a really good defense on Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller
Okay.
had a real tough time against him, but nobody says nothing about Quickley. And I do got to give respect, like you said about Brunson. Brunson, he did. I was surprised. He's showing something that I've never expected him to do, and that is a leadership. And if he
Right.
continues this, you are right. He is a superstar because that's what superstars do. He may
Right.
not be an all-star as according to the league, but superstars do that. They know when to step up and when to step back. Because the last
Right.
few games, he stepped up. Like the
Right.
last 3-4 games, he stepped up when we needed him to be Mr. Clutch. He was clutch. This game, he sat back and let everybody eat. So there's something there with Brunson.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. So that's it, huh?
Nah,
Okay.
we keep going. It's just I want to hear your
Nah.
feedback because I know sometimes when I'm ranting, I hit a lot of points and I don't get to actually cover some of them.
Right. 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 Yeah, man. The RJ thing is intriguing to me. The fact that we played Charlotte, I don't care. We won, so what? Right? We're supposed to beat Charlotte, right? We got
Mm-hmm.
Detroit on Thursdays, man. So what? You know what I'm saying? We got Detroit, so what? Right? Like
Mm-hmm.
we'll wash up Detroit, or we should wash up Detroit, right? So what? My concern is getting better at stuff, right?
Yep.
That's where I watched the game. There was a lot of people at the rim. I think we were reverting back to some of the stuff we did last year. I think that's a very bad idea. I think that's very bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? What I'd like to see the Knicks do is continue to spread the floor horizontally, right? Continue to spread the floor horizontally and continue to attack the seams so our 3-point shooters can have more open looks. And we
I
didn't get we didn't get that tonight. We didn't get that against Phoenix either.
I agree, but there was a reason why we didn't do that. We left our starters in the fourth quarter when we was already up. When
Right.
even Charlotte pulled out their starters and they put in their third string, we still had our starters in. So of
Yeah.
course Randall is going to get an extra 4 to 5 rebounds to get to 20. So for me, I'm not really looking at Randall like that. And plus, most of the rebounds that he did get were from their 3 points that they
All right.
missed because Charlotte took a lot of threes tonight and they still were coming in. So for me, I'm not too proud of Randall because I expected him to do well. But Mitchell, offensively, the way he doing his putbacks, the dunks, like where he missed his layup after Brunson gave him the pass and then he dunked it himself.
We missed
I'm
a lot
like,
of we
where's
missed a
that
lot of
when you
bunnies.
playing? No, I'm just saying, where's that when you playing against Bam? Where's that where you playing against other guys? That's where I need you to be consistent. Because if you could do this against Charlotte, it's like, for me, you beating up on a littler man, not a littler man saying that because we're better than them over time.
No, they
No,
grown ups, man. They grown
no,
men,
I'm just
dog. They
saying, like
millionaires.
their team
They
ain't
drive
built like ours
expensive
here.
foreign cars and live
Mhm.
in expensive, immaculate condos, bro.
But,
You know what I'm saying?
but what I'm saying
These
is,
we're just better than them. It's not we're not bullying
yeah,
them.
and we're
They
better
they
than them.
they check clear. They check clear, just like ours do, bro. You
But
know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying?
saying is like we're better than them, so we're supposed to beat them. But if you could do this when we're supposed to beat them, do this
Right,
against team. Because then if you did that effort against Miami, even if we had lost, we would have been like, "Yo, this side of Mitchell is looking good." But no,
right,
what we do is just like with DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo plays for 2 games. Everyone's talking about him starting over Grimes because Grimes got hurt, and then we immediately try to throw somebody under the bus. It's a bad cycle. I know I come on here and I spit a lot, but it's just me balancing the scale because if you look at one side, nobody said nothing about RJ, nobody said nothing about Quickley, and they're all happy. But at the end of the day, they made some serious mistakes. And
right,
yeah, it's Charlotte. We won, of course, as a team because the team was doing well. But that's what we're talking about. Why don't we have this consistency with the team playing against teams that are better than us? Because that's more consistent and easier to do than expecting Brunson to drop 45 every night.
right, right. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to. I think the offensive sets we were running, we just scrapped it. I think Jalen Brunson legit was trying to feed Julius Randle all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It did look like in the beginning we were trying to get Randall involved early because he got 10 quick
Right.
points. And I
Yeah.
was impressed when he shot the three and then he made his layup. And I'm like, all right, get him involved early. That's a good thing. Like I always say, get as long as Randall's involved the first quarter and a half, maybe like second quarter, you good. He'll be all right. Because then you expect him to rebound later on in the game when it's more important. So his
Right.
responsibility should shift as an all-star. But
Yeah.
tonight it just looked like the both of them were just trying out new things. And plus, like I'm not gonna lie though, I did like Quickly finishing with the left a lot better. It looked good. I gotta give him credit for that.
Okay. I'm not gonna give them credit. Not to be um across the table from you. Um what I would give credit to is Julius Randle clearing it out and giving the ball to Mitchell Robinson in the post. And Mitch, yo, did y'all see Mitchell Robinson try to work on his post move in this game? He went between his legs and went to the rim, but he got
Yeah,
stripped. Did y'all saw that?
yeah, and then he got
Chat
stripped.
did
Yeah,
chat,
he did
chat did
the.
y'all
I
see
was
that?
like, no, I know
Did
somebody
y'all
gonna
see
say
Randall?
something.
Randall legit cleared out. Randall hijacked the offense and cleared it out and gave it to Mitchell Robinson in the post. And Mitchell Robinson tried to work on a post move. He spent
Yeah,
and went between his legs, but when he went up, he got stripped. Shout out to
By
to
Terry
to
Rose.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
did a
man.
spin. He had his back to the basket, spun to like it looked it good, and then when he went up. I was like, "Where's the ball?"
Right, right. Yeah, man.
But that's
Yeah,
the effort we talking about, though. But that's what I'm saying. Why doesn't he do that against teams like Porzingis? Like, why isn't he using his size, getting to the line, forcing Porzingis to get out? Like, if you think about it, Mitchell could do that against a guy like Porzingis. Porzingis would
right,
be in some serious foul trouble. And then what?
right.
Now we got a mismatch because they're gonna put Al Horfordson on him. Yeah, Al Horfordson can play good defense, but it's Mitch. Mitch just continue to keep playing that way, and then Al won't get into foul trouble, but he'll be worn down. Sorry, they shooting firecrackers.
Yeah. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. But the fact that Randall, to me, it was impressive seeing Jalen Brunson deferring all night and letting everybody else get theirs. You're like, yo, I'll get mine if necessary. I respect that.
Yeah,
I respected that, and the fact that Randall cleared when everybody else was shooting threes. Randall hijacked the ball. He's like, no, 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 and he told Mitch to post up. He got it to Mitch in the post, and some big on big. Yeah, I respect Randall for doing that. That was probably my favorite play of the game.
Yeah.
There, just and it didn't amount to anything, but it was just the fact that Randall was showing Mitchell Robinson some love.
Mine was when I saw Brunson throwing that lob, and he just came down smooth with it. Because the other one that Randall threw him, and he came up with it, like he threw it to Randall. Randall threw it right to Mitchell, and Mitchell went for the head fake, and then it bounced out. I was like, oh man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, oh, you should have just went straight up with it. Like, but I'm starting to see that they're trying to get him more involved because I know one pass they threw to him, it bounced off his hands and it went out, and it created a turnover. But yeah, it's nice to see him being like that, but he needs to be like that all the time. That time aggressive.
Right. Okay. Bim. Okay. All right. So how are you liking the Knicks offense? How do you like the way the offense looked?
I mean,
Like what specifically about the offense did you enjoy?
the fact that the opportunity got everyone involved to where Hart was doing good enough to where he got a season high, to where everybody was able to do their part, even though we still had a little bit of moments where it was questionable, where they could have took the lead or how quickly or RJ was playing. I think it balanced itself out, but that's only because it was Charlotte. Against a better team, I don't think we have that opportunity. So for me, it was good enough for the win, but it's not good for the long term success.
Right.
So for me, we got work to do. Like I said, see the advantages that we have created tonight. Like what was making Mitchell feel this way about getting these plays, these lob passes, what was Randall getting people more involved. Figure out what that is, incorporate more of those plays. Because when we go against bigger and stronger guys and we're playing like that, they can't stop us. Yo, if we're
Right.
grabbing more than 45 boards a game and plus
Okay. All right. Something happened. All right. He gets and says that he feels like Orlando finishes ahead of us. I I don't think so. I think Orlando is hot out the box at about 40 games. They're coming back to the pack. It's what young teams do, right? It's what young teams do. Like they'll be on a flyer out the box and then they'll fade. Indiana did that either last year or the year before last. Chicago did that, I think, 2 years ago and then faded. Atlanta did that and they faded. So yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Nah, I'm just saying, like I agree with mostly what you say, but I don't know. It just for me, it's like I said, these little critiques and these little things you can do. Like for example, I said it before the beginning of the season. Mitchell's footwork still is shoddy. He still got a moving screen. I don't know how is he getting a moving screen. All he has to do is just instead of leaning to the screen or leaning to the pick, just wait for it. I
Right.
still feel like he got footwork to do, and they still haven't done that. They still haven't taken an opportunity to let Mitch get better footwork to where when he gets better footwork, his hands doesn't have to be the problem. Once he's in position, sometimes when you're in position and your footwork is so good that when they throw you the ball, even if you wobble it, because of where you're at, you can still recover enough to get up and get your points or do what you got to do with the ball. But if your
Right.
footwork is shoddy and you're like reaching out and you're not in position and you're extending your hand as opposed to actually having the ball closer to your body because your feet are out of position, it's another thing most people don't realize. That's why Randall, for example, when Randall does his back to the basket, you can see at times in the beginning of the game that when he's doing his post move and he's already comfortable, he loses the ball and he has to reset himself and then dribble one or two more times. But then throughout the game, you see him doing it. It was nice and it was consistent. That's when you know Randall's going to have a good or a bad game. It's just by looking at his handle. But if he could work on that to where it's consistent, whether he is having a good or a bad game, but he just hides that deficiency, defenses are still going to have a problem against him. So if Mitchell works on his footwork, it'll help him with his rebounding. It'll help him with not getting called for moving screens. And it'll also keep him in position to where, because his footwork is better when he's setting those screens, he'll be able to cut to the basket quicker because he's running on his toes as opposed to being set-footed. So things like that can help our offense, but I don't know. Like I said, I look too detailed into basketball. I don't just see a player play. I see what they can do and where they can improve. I'm not going to say and expect them to, go from like Grimes' numbers to 25 points a game. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
But I just feel like doing that for
man, BT having a party.
Nah, my fault.
You having a party, bro? Nah,
that was my alarm because it was supposed to remind me to make sure I hop on. It was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I after this game, I don't know if I don't really have much for this one.
Yeah. I'm worried about the Detroit game because they have not won a game in like I think the last 16 and 17. And like I keep saying, everything looks like a trap game, but even when I say that, it's like it's me saying we could fall victim to us feeling dominant. Like if Jalen Duren starts, sizing up on Mitchell, then what? Are we gonna have a problem like with Miami, where we get out rebound? Like there's a lot that we can lose in that game.
No, Detroit, we ain't losing to Detroit, bro.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just don't want, like I said, man, because everybody said the same, and I'm gonna keep bringing this up because everybody said it last year with Giannis and the Bucks versus the Hornets. What ended up happening, the Hornets blew them out, and Giannis only had 7 points. I'll never forget that game because it hurt. It was like a game they were supposed to win, and ever since that year, I'm telling you, ever since last year, I'm like, it can happen, man. That's why I keep saying trap games.
Yeah, their offense is worse than ours, and their defense is worse than ours. Yeah, I don't.
I know they like only have 2 wins too.
Yeah, and Detroit.
I had so much good faith in them, thinking that they would have been good, but wow.
Right. Like, yeah, are we good enough to have a trap game? I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe we're not with Detroit. I agree with that one. But like Indiana though, like that, I can see something like that, like because the whole I will be topping thing. Oh my God, we'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
Like something like that.
Yeah,
I can see that happening, and then we really got a problem.
Yeah,
I would. No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, think about it. Let's be real. If we were to play Indiana, and you don't think that if Toppin was to get like 30 on us or whatever and do a good game and they win by like 4 points, you don't think that everybody like, oh, why we get rid of Toppin?
No.
Okay.
No, we ain't worried about nothing.
Cool.
Obi Toppin. Knicks ain't worried about no. Niggas ain't worried about no Obi Toppin, bro. Obi Toppin, bro.
That's good.
Nah, man, niggas ain't worried about no damn Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin ain't nobody.
Well, Grimes, your ham sandwich. He was grilled tonight. He wasn't perfect, but he still was a ham sandwich. He did good defense, and he got away with a call too because when he went back on defense, him and Brunson, and he knocked the ball out of Hayward's hands, it actually went off on him.
Yeah. I ain't. Yeah. What I tell you what I'm concerned with. I'm looking at the schedule going forward. That stretch of Utah, Phoenix, Clippers, LA, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, OKC. That's what I'm concerned with, right?
The last 3.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah,
All of it.
man. Well, this is where it's gonna make it break us, man. That's what I say. I'm actually proud. This team looks good enough to where I think we could have a winner and stretch off of those. Like
Yeah.
what week are you looking into though? Actually, what week was that?
That's the next stretch of games.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
the
say
next
the
stretch of
last
games.
three is gonna be a problem.
No,
I
you
say
said the
we
last three is gonna be a problem. I said I'm concerned with it.
okay. So can we run through the schedule again? Because I kind of want to see.
Yeah, so it's Detroit, it's Detroit, Toronto, then the in season tournament, and then we come back from the in season tournament, and then it's Toronto, Utah, Phoenix, Clippers, Lakers, Brooklyn, Bucks, OKC, Orlando, Indiana to finish out the year.
Hmm.
And see, after we get past Detroit, then everybody we play is good. Toronto, the in-season tournament where we'll be playing against playoff caliber teams. Then
Mm-hmm.
Toronto, then Utah, Phoenix, Clippers, Lakers, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, OKC, Orlando, Indiana. All those teams are good.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I I think we can do good because you know what it is. This is a test right here. This is to see because to be honest with you, if we come out on top off of these runs as a team, we're ready for the playoffs
Right. Right.
because it's the Bucks, it's Indiana, it's this. You said Philly. I'm sorry, I thought you said Philly.
Uh
I don't think so. I thought I heard Philly though.
no, no,
No, yeah,
no. Philly is in January.
in January.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a good test for us. This is heck yeah, man. This is and it's early too, to where we can make adjustments after the All Star break, where everybody's trying to compete.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. I mean, Sherwin says if we move the ball like we did tonight, we can beat anybody. I'm inclined to agree. I'm merely pointed out the word concerned. And so if you hear me for those, like, just take into context what I'm saying. I said concerned. I'm not panicking. Right. Nick Yak says Randall started that around the arch ending up. Grimes splashing was beautiful. Yeah. I like the fact that Randall does look for his teammates, man. I like the fact that Randall actually looks for Grimes and Mitchell Robinson looks to get them involved.
Hmm.
And I know that sounds petty, but whatever.
But no, that's what it's supposed to be about. Because think about it, like I was even talking to a couple other dudes about it earlier today. I was like, when you really think about it, if you have a team effort, it's harder to beat five guys. Because if you have a superstar or two, yeah, they may beat you a game here and there, but they can't always win against five guys. That's tiring.
Right.
So
Right.
if all five guys are clicking to where our team is doing this best, then really we can't be mad. Like for example, if we were to play the Bucks and we get, let's say, 50 rebounds, we got 27 assists, our team shot 55% and we still lost. Hey, that's a good game. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a good game. We did our
Yeah.
best. Like, we
Okay.
really can't ask for that much of them. So sometimes you're going to lose those games. But if we're playing and we're not doing that and we're barely scratching and winning or barely scratching and losing, then what are we really talking about? I think our
Yeah.
team collectively, like Hakeem the Dream, when he went against Boston, he dropped 50 points on them, and they lost 150 to 151. And he went off in that game,
Okay.
and still it wasn't enough because it was him. His teammates wasn't helping him enough, so he still did it his dominant thing, but it wasn't enough for a win. Is that what we want? No. What we want is our team to beat out anybody at a long stretch.
Okay. Right. I think I'm inclined. I'm inclined to agree with you. There, I think I'm inclined to agree with you there. Hmm.
You just worried
If
about RJ?
No, and no, I'm in this. I'm in this weird space of. I think if we win, we may get comfortable and think we don't need to upgrade certain spots.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, if you winning, do you want to disrupt the chemistry?
It's a
But at the
catch
same
22.
time, how long does the chemistry last? Like, do you go out and make an upgrade? Like Scott Perry said today that he liked RJ at the 2 and would
Mm-hmm.
think about a wing like OG Anunoby to be the 3. I don't know if y'all saw the interview today, the
Yeah, I
Scott
heard
Perry
about.
interview.
Yeah, I heard about the OG trade.
Yeah, if I'm the Knicks, I'm not doing the OG Anunoby trip. Scott Perry says size matters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in that boat where I think size matters. I think in this conversation, skills matter.
Yep. And if all your role players are doing their role, like I said, we were gonna win tonight, but the fact that Josh Hart stepped up, knocking down his shots, knocking down his 3-pointers, it was like, it's impressive.
Right.
A team can't stop that if we need that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like having an arsenal of many different rounds versus, a Gatling gun. It's like,
Right.
hey, we got the sniper and Brunson. He can hit you with the long range. We even got Quickley as a secondary option. We got
Right.
RJ, he the M16. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got all these different type of animals coming at you. At some point, that armor going to chip.
Right. Right. So what do you do?
Got to work on the consistency. That's where the Tibbs
So
coaches
so
got
you
to
don't
step
so you
up.
don't feel like we need to upgrade talent though?
No, because
Okay.
to be honest with you, this is really a year. Like, it's okay with Tibbs and everybody there. It's like 4+ years, but after last year with Brunson, this is year 2 of it. We got to make it work because if we pull the trigger now, we can always say, "Oh, we messed up here." I'd rather just play it out, see what it is, and let it see what it, because now the players that we have, like Mitchell Robinson, the way he talk about how he loved playing for New York because they showed him love. Like all these guys, RJ wants to be here. His mentor is Randall. All his years he only know Randall. Like all these connections, all these things. Why would you break that up? Let it work, because at least if it fails, you guys can sit back and say, "Yo, we gave it a shot. Now we got to move in a new direction." As opposed to blowing it up and messing up the chemistry now to where everybody's off and we look like trash.
Sherwin says we need a wing who can handle the ball. We need a backup 4. Hey, Sherwin, I think you can get one person to do both. I think you can get, if you get OG and Anunoby. Right now, hear me out before we say something. Before we say something ridiculous, hear me out on this one, Sherwin. Right, if you get OG and Anunoby and he starts with RJ, right, then you can sub out OG and Anunoby, move RJ back to the 3, quickly at the 2 with Brunson, or quickly at point. Right, then you can play OG and Anunoby with that second unit and have him just be. I do it. Yo, Cowboy Bob, didn't you hear me tell Sherwood not to say nothing crazy?
Yep.
I was like, before you type something crazy, before you say something crazy, just
You know it's
listen.
crazy? You was just about to finish that sentence too. You was at the cusp of just finishing and then bam.
Yeah, and then never mind. Then
He hit you with
okay,
a watazo or a chancleta.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He trying to hit me with that Ryukin, but he didn't know I was pulling back, holding the block button. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Sherwin. I'm good at video games, bro. These thumbs are blessed by God, bro.
Man, I
You know what
miss
I'm
the
saying?
good
I'm
old
good at I'm good
days.
at video games. I'm good at Street Fighter. I'm sorry. I'm the GOAT at Street Fighter.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
I miss the old school pizza parlors that you used to have. You used to go in there with your quarters and the dudes
Yeah.
be yelling at you, "Hey man, you can't just be sitting here playing
Stop
video
rocking the
games all day."
machine. Stop
Yeah, they
rocking
like
the machine.
exactly like, "Yo, you gotta buy pizza if you're gonna be here and play all day, man. You can't just be sitting there." I used to get mad. Like, yo, I
Yeah.
used to have to buy like 2 pizzas every like
Right.
4 hours or something like that
Right.
because we be there all day.
all day, bro. All
And I'm
day.
telling you, that'd be like our allowance money or our money that we like hustled up and we got some quarters. And
Yeah.
some of us be using our school money like for our bus fare and stuff. Cause yo, the
In
money
the
used to be
arcade, bro.
real. Remember?
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, you win the golden coin." Like we used to have little things like that. I miss those days, and that's crazy. That's how you network.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then that's another thing though that most people are like really missed out on.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say I would say make some move, right? I don't know. Um I don't know what the move is exactly, right? Because I don't know who all is available to be moved. And quite
Yeah,
frankly, we probably won't know until
trade deadline.
late December, early
Hmm.
January. You know what I'm saying? By the
And the
time January get here, there'll be some names available.
And the crazy part is most of the good names will be pushed back even later to where they even have a higher demand. Like a lot of people are gonna wait till mid trade deadline to be like, yo, these guys are available to now start to see how the market is, whether they can
Right.
change it or not. Not everyone's
Right.
gonna be available right away. And and then that's another thing. Do we pull a trigger like let's say if OG's available, do we pull the trigger on him? But then let's say if Herb Jones pop up, what do we
Right.
do now? You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I don't think the Pelicans are gonna hold up what they're doing down there. I think somebody's getting traded. I just don't know who yet.
Um.
Or let's say Ingram. You see what I'm saying? Like later on
Right.
down the road.
Right.
So we got to be careful with that too.
Right. Um. How do you feel about Torian Prince?
Man.
Chat, how
Whew.
y'all feel about Torian Prince?
What are you asking him to do though?
Be a backup four, come in here, shoot threes.
Mm. No defense, no rebounding, like or just
Just do second unit stuff.
okay.
Ain't nothing. I ain't asking him to come here and make us champions.
Okay. So if that's the case, then that's a good responsibility. That's not bad because it allows him playing time. It allows him time to just feel comfortable and not have to do as much as if he were a starter. So yeah, and he backing up Brandon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably get like a good 7 to 8 minutes a game. Yeah, maybe 10 if Randall needs to rest. Yeah,
That man said Jaden McDaniels. Stop it, Sherwin.
nah.
Drink some coffee, bro. They not drink some coffee, bro, because
That's like
they're not gonna
me to
trade one
say.
of their cornerstone. They're not gonna trade their cornerstone piece that they just gave a mega extension to. They're not trading him.
That's the same thing like when I was saying about Nas Reed. I was like, I wanted Nas Reed earlier in the season, but then the Timberwolves signed him, and then now you see how he is against us. Like he mad at us. So
Yeah, and Jade McDaniel's not gonna come here and come off the bench.
yeah,
Nah, man, come on, bro. Yo, Sherwin, drink a Red Bull or something, bro.
yeah. That's the thing.
That man is not coming here to come off no bench, and he not coming here to start.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Jade McDaniels, you can't put him and RJ and Randall and Mitch on the floor. Your defense would be fantastic, but the ball is played on two sides.
Yep. And with him and Mitch already at a defensive issue, at least you know with Grimes he can shoot the three. Like Jaden McDaniels is like, eesh.
Mm. And the T Wolves are in cap hell because they signed Jaden McDaniels, bro.
Mm-hmm. And Anderson.
They re-signed that man.
And they also extended Ant-Man, I think, till this year to where he's good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And the way they're playing, if it works out for them, then that cap heavy ain't nothing because next year more money's gonna come up. They're gonna get more money with the agreement. So they're gonna be fine for the next 2-3 years. That's what it's all they really doing is just stacking up for Ant-Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'd be scared if Quickley were to walk over there. Like if we, like, let's say at the end of the year we don't resign Quickley and he goes to the Timberwolves. Yeah,
Well,
that's a
he's
team.
restricted, so he can't walk. He's
Yeah, my
restricted,
fault. No,
so he'll have to sign an offer
yeah,
sheet,
selfish.
and then we can match it.
Yeah,
I
my
think
fault.
I think ultimately what Quickly will do is the trade deadline is going to come, and we're going to be on pins and needles all year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think the only way that Quickly is not on the trading block is if Jalen Brunson stays healthy. But if
Yep.
Jalen Brunson gets 1 or 2 injuries, and y'all know they're coming, if Jalen Brunson gets 1 or 2 injuries, then Quickly's gonna get the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Knicks, in theory, if they trade Quickly and then Brunson is out for a month, and Deuce McBride and Dante DiVincenzo have to play point, the season is over. Period.
Yep.
Period. If you
Yep.
trade Quickly and Brunson get hurt, and you know he will, and say he missed 10 to 12 games, the season over.
Yep. Because even if you can't say nothing, because no matter what that shit.
Yeah. I don't think, and Sherwin, to your point, I understand where you're going with the go get a wing point. But teams don't trade young wings like that with high upside. What we'll have to do is either get a young wing off of somebody's bench that's not playing, or we'll have to get an old wing on a value contract, like Doug McDermott. It just or something like that, because nobody is going to give away a young wing in their prime. It's just not happening. Right? Like Golden State's not going to give you Jonathan Kuminga. Right? Golden State's not going to give you Moses Moody. Right? Sacramento is not going to give you the young kid. What's their young kid name?
Oh man.
Murray. They're not going to give you Murray.
Keegan Murray.
Yeah, they're not going to give you Keegan Murray. They're not even going to give you Red Velvet, bro. They ain't even going to give you Red Velvet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's one of those things, man, where you know, we just have to be smart about how we go about getting that young wing player.
Yep. And maybe some of these guys, like, yeah, because I'm sitting here looking at it like I've seen veteran guys get cut after they get traded. Like, they'll get traded, but then their contract to be sent with their walking papers to where you can still pick them up off a league or not league, veteran minimum, to where you
Right.
can get somebody off the scrap heap at around that time too. We don't have to go out and get someone. We can find somebody. You could do trade someone, or we could do some cash consideration options. Cause we still got like $5 million on the books. We could find something like that. We don't have to have a big time player to do that. Now next year, that's a different story. Like if we're gonna restart the process, we can change it then. But for this year, I think we should just wait and see what our options are. Develop our team, develop our young core for once. It's been years.
Right. Right. If I'm the Knicks, I'm strongly considering you know, something off somebody's bench.
No, I'm
Just
not saying not to shop. I'm saying you should. But
yeah.
let's be reasonable. Let's not try to mess up the whole thing.
I might even consider yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Torrey Craig? I would
Yeah.
consider Torrey Craig. He's an old veteran.
Yeah, but who we giving up for him?
Nobody.
Okay. Then yeah.
Nobody. Keith Turner is in the building. Keith Turner is up like 24 hours a day saving the universe. Keith Turner is probably somewhere on the outer limits of the galaxy, stopping two planets from colliding as he smokes his cigarette. Keith Turner. Keith Turner is the only person that I know that knows all of the martial arts, right? Keith Turner know all the martial arts, bro. Keith Turner is the only dude I know that can beat Bruce Lee and Ip Man at the same time while he's smoking a cigarette.
Crazy. One-handed, tie behind his back.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, much love to our guy Keith Turner, man. Keith Turner is in the building. While you were saying that, bro, I was looking at wing players around the league. There are not many wing players like what y'all are looking for. There are not many of them around the league, right? I think the one player that I could see Tibbs going after, is Taylor Horton Tucker.
Taylor Horton Tucker.
Yep. That's the one guy.
I'm sorry, I don't. The name doesn't ring a bell. I must have missed that one.
Not with many fans, bro. His mom is like don't even know who he is. Yeah. So yeah, I could see the Knicks going after Taylor Horton Tucker. I ain't gonna lie. More of the same.
Just a nobody out of nowhere.
Now, 240-pound shooting guard. 6'4", 240. Oh, 6'4", 234. I'm sorry.
6'4".
6'4", 234. Oh, God. Yeah, that's what. And he's a shooting guard, bro.
Why would we keep getting these guards? I don't understand it. And if it, you know what's crazy?
Because we chubby chasers, bro. That's what we do.
You know what's crazy? I swear. Sometimes I think really, really. I was thinking about a trade, but then I think about it now. I know people are just gonna laugh. I was like earlier in the season, Garland from Cleveland was on the trading block. I was like, imagine if the Knicks traded Grimes and maybe Fournier for him, and we had Garland, Brunson. I know we would be shorter, but we would be able to have two different ball handlers and then have Quickley as well come off the bench.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, if we were doing the guard thing. But then now that I think about it, can we not get any more guards? Can we just run with what we got? Maybe get a actual small forward that can play the role of a 4 every now and then when we go small, like a 6'8" or a 6'9" kind of guy.
No, Tibbs don't want to do that, bro. Tibbs don't want to do that. Tibbs want a 6'4", 220 guard that can navigate screens. That's what he wants. Tibbs wants a 6'3" person that's 6'4" and a half in shoes. You know what I'm saying? To go out there and play small forward.
Then that's a serious problem. He got to change that. Those are the changes he's got to get. You can't just always rely on Randall, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Randall is what he is, and I'm okay with it. I'm used to it. I'm not going to sit and complain. He has bad games. He's a good player, though. He plays for us. But let's be real. You got to learn to know when to make adjustments and when to just agree to disagree and just try to make the best of the situation. Okay. Like, let's be real. We really need a 6'9" to 6'8" kind of guy. That's it. We don't need nothing crazy. We don't need nothing, no other guard. Because then here's the thing. If you're going to get a guard, then everyone's going to say, oh, let's go after Caruso or let's go after a guy like. Then we're going to end up losing everything we built for. For what?
Right. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. If you're asking me what Tibbs wants, see what I want and what Tom Thibodeau wants are two different things.
What do you want,
I want a girl with extensions in her hair, bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. a Fendi bag and a bad attitude. That's all I need to get me in a good mood. Now, she can walk with a switch and talk with street slang, but I love it when a girl ain't scared to do a thing, standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. And once she gets started, it's hard to make the hottie stop. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying?
I need a roundaway girl.
That's the one for me.
Roundaway
Yes, that's what I
girl,
want.
that girl for me.
They're like, Uncle
She the
Freezie, what you
only
want? I want a
one.
girl with
Got
extensions
to
in their
shake
hair.
up,
That's what I want.
oh, just love me. Yep,
Yeah.
I know.
So if you asking me now, but now on some real talk, if I was rebuilding the Knicks in season, I'm keeping Brunson, I'm keeping RJ, I'm keeping Randall, I'm keeping Mitch, I'm keeping Quickley. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody else I want to keep, but they can be had. Right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Everybody else, I want to keep everybody else for the sake of chemistry, but they can be had. Right?
Yeah.
So my thing is I would identify a 6'8", 6'9" athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think the Knicks need. I think we're missing a 6'8", 6'9" athlete that plays the 2, 3, and 4. And I know those players are hard to find, right? But not really. They're only hard to find when you're not looking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For instance, right? For instance, I could see talking to Utah about Taylor Hendricks.
Oof, that's actually a good
People
one.
look at me like, yo, who was Taylor Hendricks? Why y'all be making up names, man? Blase blah. Why you want somebody off? Yo, he ain't playing for Utah. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, go get Taylor Hendricks and put him on our bench and bring him along with RJ. Right. And eventually I think he'll be the 3/4 that we need in our rotation. Right. I can see a Taylor Hendricks type player. Right. I can see a Taylor Hendricks. I can see a Dalen Terry from Chicago. They don't use him at all. Right. Dalen Terry is a 6'7" guard. They have him listed as a forward, but Taylor Hendricks was the point guard at Arizona with Ben Mathurin. Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What I would do is I would play Dalen Terry some with Jalen Brunson out there, facilitate a night, slick handles. My only thing though is with Dalen Terry, I think he's too passive. Right. I think he's too passive. Like when somebody has a hot hand, like he feeds the hot hand too much. He
Okay.
stokes the fire. Right. Like I think he stokes the fire. Like legit, if he sees RJ hit 3 in a row, he gonna try to make RJ hit 15 in a row. And I'm like, relax, bro. You got to balance the floor. Right. And I think Arizona lost games in college because of that. When Ben Mathurin got the hot hand, Dalen Terry wouldn't even look to score. He just kept feeding them and feeding them and feeding them and just kept feeding them and feeding them and feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. And I'm like, yo, and feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing being unselfish, but it's another thing just feeding them and feeding. And so I would look at a Dalen Terry type. Yeah. I
Okay.
would look at a Dalen Terry, a Delano Banton, the dude from Toronto. I think he plays for the Celtics now. He's a 6'8" guard, 6'8", 204. The dude, the light-skinned dude, he used to play for the Raptors. I would look at a guy like that.
I don't know his name. I'm sorry.
Delano Banton. Like he unlike Terry, his handles aren't elite handle, at least last I saw. But he
Mm-hmm.
can get anywhere on the floor anytime he feel like it. Like he can get to on anywhere he wants to on the floor, and I think his offense. I think his finally somebody got the reference. Thank you, DSJ. DSJ, thank you. Finally somebody got it. DSJ got it. Okay. Okay. All right, DSJ got it. Okay. All right. But Delano Banton is a 6'8" guard you could put next to a 5'11" guard. Because Jalen Brunson, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I'm 6'5", right? And I'm probably 6'6", 6'7" in shoes. In Timberlands, I'm like 6'7", right?
Okay.
So I know 6'2" when I see it. I was a 6'2" 10th grader or a 6'2" 9th grader. I know what 6'2" is like. And Jalen Brunson ain't that. Bro, I was 6'2" in the 9th grade. I know what 6'2" is.
He's 6 foot.
He
like, I don't even want to give him that. He 5'10".
yeah, nah, that man ain't no 6 foot. Yeah, you know, I mean, and Sherwin says, I want Brunson to play off ball at times. And Sherwin, that's the reason why I'm saying go get a big combo guard. Consider Dalen Terry, consider Delano Banton, somebody that should be cheap. Somebody that should be cheap. Somebody that you can probably Man Child says, I don't believe you until Sherwin measures you. Well, okay. Sherwin is military. Sherwin already know that when Uncle Sam says I'm 6'5" and a quarter, that I'm 6'5" and a quarter. And listen, and being 6'5" and a quarter is not really that good in real life, y'all. Like being tall, that ain't really that's not really impressive. That's impressive when you young. When you older, bro, you trying to buy clothes, bro. I'm a grown man, bro. Do you know what it's like buying dress shirts? Do y'all know what, bro? Anybody tall in the chat? Anybody in the chat like 6'3", 6'4"? If you 6'3", 6'4", you know what it's like when you buying neckties, bro. When you buying neckties, bro, most of them try to stop like right on top of your stomach, bro. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun shopping at the big and tall store all the time, man. Because first of all, the shirts that y'all buy for $17, I gotta pay $57. Oh, man, I went into the big and tall store. I can't. I went in the big and tall. I can't. Yeah, bro. When I go, the dude was like, "Yo, yeah, man, yo, Mr. Uncle Freezie, yeah, we'll let you get 2 dress shirts for $100." 2 dress shirts for $100. And listen, I understand, you know, the Ralph Lauren dress shirts. The Ralph Lauren dress shirts, $89 a piece, right? Okay, bro, it's just a suit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not bragging about being tall. I'm telling you, it's not the wave. If you're not an athlete, it's not the wave. You know what I'm saying? E. Gibson know what I'm talking about, man. When you 6'5", bro, it's hard to shop for clothes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, man. I'm not that tall. I wish I was. Now I'm thankful. I'm 5'11", man.
Right. That's tall. That's tall, right? That's tall. Because most 5'8", whatever. Bro, when you 6'5" and when you 6'5", think about it. I wear a size 15 shoe, right? Every store I go, they like, yo, we stop at size 13, big man. And then I have a big foot, right? So I have a fat foot. So not only do I have to get a 15, I have to get like a 15 wide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I know
yeah, man. So
I gotta get a 11 wide too. I hate that because they be like, you got to special order them. I'm like, what? I like, yo, you say you got them on the floor. They're like, yeah, but your foot is wide.
Yeah. Wiz know what I'm talking about. Like when you 6'4", 6'5", and Wiz and here's the sneaky part, right? Here's the sneaky part. So I'm a little muscular, right? So I don't really have like a neck. People tell me all the time, like Uncle Freezie don't have no neck. right? They were like, Uncle Freezie don't have no neck, right? Okay. So when I get a dress shirt, like I gotta get like my neck is like 20 inches, right? So it's like, you going, yeah, my man would be like, yo, for that dress shirt right there, man, it'll be, I'll let you, yeah, we'll discount it. We'll get it down to $124. You know what I'm saying? While like random cats can get a dress shirt for $25, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting the Ralph Lauren polo for like $125. Yeah. So being tall ain't the wave. So but I said all of that to say, even this Mets hoodie that I have on, it was on sale, bro, $119. So I know height, bro. That's why when people tell me, people argue me down like, yo, Jalen Brunson 6'2". Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yo, no lie. The first time I met Jay Boogie, Jay Boogie was like, big man, what's happening? And I was like, bro, I was like, Jay Boogie, you look bigger on TV, bro. And Jay Boogie's a tall man, right? Jay Boogie a tall man, bro. D Block in the building. Yeah, man. Wiz know what I'm talking about, bro. It's hard, bro. When you an offensive lineman, bro, when you built like a lineman, it's hard finding clothes. Being tall, being a big man ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Wiz says every 6 months, Men's Warehouse have a few 20+ necks with 36-inch sleeves on sale. So I just buy them all. Yup. The sleeve length, bro, he absolutely right. Just buy them all. Yo, you just got to buy them all. Like, it'll be 11 shirts up there. And you just like, you know what? I got to get them all. Yeah. Wiz, I was walking through Walmart with my mom like 2 years ago, and Walmart had a rack of jogging pants size 4X, and I wear 3X, right? But I saw all of them. I just bought the whole rack. I just bought the whole rack, bro. I'm a 3X. You know what I'm saying? I saw the 4X. I was like, yep, I'm buying them all. All of them. I got like a whole cabinet full of cotton joggers in the room, bro. Every color. Like I got 3 or 4 pair of the same color. So what? Even the pink ones. Yep, even the pink ones. But yeah, I said, hey, chat, I said all of that not to complain about being tall. I said all of that to say, when I was probably about 10 feet from RJ Barrett. And me and RJ Barrett probably are the same height. I mean, I didn't look taller than him, and he didn't look taller than me. Maybe he got me by a little bit. Right? So I think RJ Barrett with shoes on is probably like 6'7" and some change. RJ Barrett in shoes is probably like 6'7", like right at 6'7" and some change. But Jalen Brunson, no. Julius Randle is way taller than me, bro. Julius Randle got me by like 3 inches, easy. And Mitchell Robinson, forget about it. Mitchell Robinson is so tall, he don't even look real. Bro, Mitchell Robinson is so tall. You think Mitchell Robinson is like, when you see Mitchell Robinson, you think Disney World, bro. That's how big Mitch is. E. Gibson says, now, and since I was like 21, I've been like 6'5", around 210. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When I got injured, I was at, I think I got up to like 488 pounds. And everybody used to call me like Big Freezie. Right? Hey, Big Freezie, what's happening? Now I'm fly. I used to look like BT, you know that Marvel character Kingpin? That was me. That was me. I like the big dude, always dressed nice, but huge. And I was like, you know what, man? I gotta shave some of these pounds. So I dropped down. I dropped like 120 pounds, and then my weight just fluctuate up and down. Like I can get to like 330, and then I'll be at 350. So I'll be in that weird range. But yeah, yeah. DSJ says, Wiz, and when you get that register, you'll hear that'll be $4,800.16. Will that be cash or charge? Bim. Yes. Yes. Exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly right. But Sherman, to your question, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just merely thinking about like what you mentioned, I think I agree with you on your premise. I just don't think it's as easy as what we suggest. DSJ says, Uncle was Wilson Fisk. Is that why they say that you have no neck? Yep. 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 Yeah. It's the weight room, bro. It's the weight room. When you get in the weight room, you're just gonna be shaped funny, man. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna be shaped funny when you're in the weight room. E. Gibson was like, "Oh, well, go ahead and see Oakland. We got yeah, yeah, yeah." I just think it's hard to find that guy, right? Because no matter how much searching and scouting and everything that you do, um, I just think it's tough to find a fit for Jalen Brunson. Ultimately, um, I think it's just hard to find a compliment because RJ Barrett is not consistent enough for you to know what you really need because you might go get it and it might not be a fit for RJ. Like Obi. Like Obi Toppin should have been a perfect fit for RJ, right? Because Obi could do all the stuff that RJ Barrett can't do, right? Obi can jump out the gym at a time. He could shoot the three, energy guy, all these things. He should have been a compliment for RJ. But then when you realize that RJ is still a work in progress, do you go get another guy that's a work in progress too and let them work it out together? I don't know. I think Randall and RJ are tied at the hip. Like when RJ said at the beginning of the season, RJ Barrett said, I have never played Knicks basketball without Julius Randle. And that means something. Cheryl says, when I watch at my youngest son, I asked, why is his neck so long? He said, look in the mirror, Bim. Look in the mirror, old man. Look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So it's hard to find a fit if you're the Knicks. Do you go out and get a Zach LaVine type player? I don't know. Does a Zach LaVine type player fit? Do you double down on what you have? Do you just take the system over the talent and then go out and get a Taylor Horton Tucker? Yeah. And I know DSJ love it. DSJ loves the 6'4" guys that are about 230 that can dribble, pass, and shoot, high IQ, not really athletic, you know what I'm saying, but play hard defense. I know he kind of like those guys. And no disrespect to DSJ, because DSJ can get what he wants sometimes too, right? Right. Manchild, salute to Toronto. Says we can get. Oh, of course we get. Oh, what do we need with a 34? Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier is not old enough. A rigid wing scorer that all he does is score and shoot, can't play defense. We already got Fournier. We have the younger version of that. We have the younger version of that, bro. I mean, yeah. Yeah. What's the dude that we we may as well we can go get Doug McDermott. It's the same player. We could just go get Dougie McBuckets, even cheaper. All right, y'all. That's all I got. I'm gonna get out of here. My voice been scratched.